Hello everyone, today we are joined by BrokenBlade after G2 win 2-0 over BDS. First, BB, how are you feeling after that third week where you guys looked extremely dominant overall?
I feel pretty good. I think we started off the series a bit slow, but I think we found our footing quite fast. So I'm happy with today's performance.
And you also got a quadra kill on your Mundo today. Was it the best Mundo game you could ask for, playing against a Blitzcrank, a Jax, being 5-0 against two carries that are 0-2? Like, I can't imagine the fun you had, this feeling of immortality you had.
Yeah, in the last team fight where Blitzcrank hooked me, I was like, oh, please hook me, I will not die. And I could only do it because they were behind. Aphelios is one of the AD carries that can actually kill Mundo.
Yeah.
So I was a bit scared. I was like, oh, should I actually pick Mundo? But our bot lane did a good job of putting him behind. But Victor, Sejuani, Jax, Blitzcrank, all good champs for Mundo, and I got to scale for free. It was a very nice game for me to play. The quarter kill was just was like it was given to me. It didn't look like very special. It looked funny, but I was still happy with the game. It was a very fun game to play.
So I wanted to go back on your international campaign a bit. First I heard some pros got to try the new WASD bindings to move at MSI. So first, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, and do you think this change might have a huge impact on the game and especially on the esports landscape?
I'm not sure. For me, I think I will probably not change because
Okay,
I've played for so long
yeah.
with QWER. Um, but I could see like newer players when someone starts the game, maybe in the next 10 years, there's going to be a pro player with the
Oh, you think
WSD.
not before that? You think it would happen before that?
I don't think so. Maybe I could see maybe in the next 2-3 years. I just think it's like a project that you need to really get used to
Yeah,
because it changes everything, right? Like you use your spells usually with your left hand, and I think if you play with WASD, if you're obviously right-handed, you will probably use your spells with the right hand
yeah,
now. For me, it would be a bit weird, but
sure,
I
when you're
would I
used to
would
it.
probably I'll probably try. Sometimes I like to 1v1 against
Yeah.
my brothers, and I always handicap myself, so maybe I will handicap myself with that run. So.
Okay. And to talk about you personally, and like your transition from MSI to EWC, because obviously it's no secret that you didn't look that good at MSI, right? But you looked on a completely different level at EWC. So what happened for you, for your form to totally shift in such a short period of time, actually?
I did mention it a couple of times before, but my play which wasn't great.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't play uh, like just good League of Legends individually. I was very low in confidence, and I've never actually felt like this in my life
Okay.
in any competition I was in. Like I'm usually the type of player who comes in with a lot of confidence, and I had a really really bad series against Furia,
Yeah.
which it stuck with me. And usually these things they don't stick with me. But I took a lot of responsibility from it, and I learned a lot from it. Even after all these years, I can still learn a lot from these experiences, and I'm very very grateful for that. I took a lot with me to EWC, where I think I perform a lot better.
Sure.
If you delete the nameplates, you would say it is two different players, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I'm happy that I can keep or even do better than what I have been doing in EWC. So I'm happy with where I am. I'm not satisfied because I still know where I need to be the best in the world. So
Talking about your transition from MSI to EWC. At EWC, you came back so from, as you said, from a rough MSI where your pocket picks didn't work that much, especially the Warwick, and you came back playing some Rumble, some Jace, which are some of the meta picks you don't play that often. Now you come back to JDC against weaker team and you play some Rek'Sai and Kled. So can you help me and many viewers understand on which way to turn this time? Like, are we about to see the creative top phaser or the meta top phaser, the split?
I mean, I like to, like a lot of people know me. I've been counter picking my whole life. It's just about, I think in EWC, sorry, in MSI, just didn't understand the meta very well with like counter picking, because the game transitioned in a way that it's not just 1v1 anymore, like I see enemy AD carry my lane at minute 4,
Yeah.
I'm just not counter picking the enemy top laner anymore. Like I need to pick to be good in a game for the whole game. And if teams play well, and that is also a reason why I stopped going barrier on Warwick. The first game I played Warwick, I went barrier.
Yep.
People can see that I transitioned going into TP because I realized it's not playable in the meta if it's the AD carry just goes to my lane, like what am I? I'm not counter picking the AD carry, bro. I'm counter picking the enemy top lane, So it's I learned this, so I will still do whatever people want to call funny picks, whatever. For me, it's the best pick in that scenario. I'm not picking it for fun. I'm not picking it because I want to be funny. I'm picking it because I put in the effort in counter picking the meta champion, right? And I will still play the meta champions, right? Like I can play. Obviously, my Xante is very good, and my Jackson stuff, but I just didn't figure out that the biggest difference is I didn't figure out the meta very well and which counter picks are the best, and now I do, So
And actually,
so
I was wondering, like, how do you come up with these like pocket picks, and why does it feel like you're the only one in the world trying to innovate and reshape the meta? Actually,
um, I do think there's some people who actually like to look for other stuff, like Mervin, for example.
yeah,
But there's totally no problem with someone like, for example, let's take Kana as an example. I think Kana, when he picks a champ, he will perform on a champ if he gets counter picked or not, right? So if a player like me who likes to counter pick, I have to think twice. Okay, do I want to counter pick him, or do I just like what do I do? And then there's players like me or Mervin who wants to create advantages through playing champions that are just good against the enemy champion, right? Which for me, that is what I believe in as a player, and I think it's good. It doesn't mean it's always going to be good. It doesn't mean it's always going to be bad, right? Like for example, today I play Mundo and I just 1v9 the game because of the resources I got, and I know it's going to be good in the game because of also the place in the meta, right? Like Mundo will be able to be fine against the enemy AD carry. I landed against the enemy AD carry for a bit, but for example, in MSI, Warwick just wasn't able to do
Warwick
that.
barrier, yeah.
So and that is also a reason why I'm not playing champions like and you're also not seeing champions like Vayne top lane as you did in like 1 year ago where
Yep.
people were playing Vayne top lane against Cassante. So now if you play Vayne top lane, you're probably not gonna lane against Cassante for very
Yeah,
long,
sure.
And so it's really just about, for me, I like to put in the effort in counter picking. But what I've learned from transitioning MSI into EWC, that I need to be good at meta champions. Whether it is a champion I don't play a lot, whether it's a champion that I just need to be good. And a lot of people know that I just, after I came back from MSI, I spammed Rumble and Jace.
Yeah. So that's
just in a case where I need to pick it, that I am ready to play it, and I want to be that type of a player that is reliable on these champions and can still perform at a good level at it, when I have to do it. So
okay. So yeah, to focus on the collective side that you're mentioning, G2 and you won every trophies but one in 23 and 24, right? This year you failed to win a single one, and more globally, you had much more ups and downs as a team, I feel like. Do you think it all comes down to the change you had in the two key positions? Because obviously, when we talk about the synergy and the macro in a team, support and jungle are very important, right?
yes, it's a good question. Obviously, for me, it's also a different thing, right? I usually by this time of the year I have won a trophy.
Yeah.
But it's just a new project, we've been playing before this roster. We played with the same roster for 2 years, so not only do we need to understand how the other people work on the team, in this case Human and Labrov, but also at the same time we need to start from zero again, because we've been so used to some players, like 2 years in the same team for as an esports organization is a very, very long time. And for us, we needed a bit more time to get used to each other, and also to understand that not everything will be the same, not everything is the same, everyone works differently. And how we go into the team in general, like we've changed a little bit of stuff internally, and ever since then I feel like we've been doing quite well.
Yep.
obviously, if you look from the outside perspective, finishing top 2 twice is not a bad achievement, right? But for us, obviously, we want to win. We are still G2. We still want to collect every single trophy there is. But to be honest, for now, we at least took down BLG internationally, which we just couldn't do with the old roster, for example. So I'm happy that we came to at least that achievement.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, BB. We'll leave it to that. Good luck for what's next, and hope we'll get to see you in Madrid.
Thank you very much, and
Thank you.
have a good day. Bye bye.
You too. Bye bye.